Hello everybody, this is KC and I am here with my first episode of Starcraft 2 Star School. And in this episode what we are going to be doing is we're going to be watching two games. One game between two very good professional high masters players, and one game between me and some other dude online, not too sure who it is. And basically I'm the noob. I play in the low leagues, and I don't really have a race. I sort of play all three, mostly play random, and yeah, so we're gonna watch this professional game first, and we're gonna have a look at what both players did, but we're gonna focus on one player in specific, and we're gonna focus on his build, and how exactly he executed the build. We're gonna analyze it a little bit, not go completely in depth, but just look at it a little bit, and we're gonna see exactly what he did, how he did it, how the build worked, you know, whether he won or lost, and exactly sort of if that build could be applied to the low leagues in Starcraft 2. And then we're gonna go have a look at my game, and I'm gonna be trying to execute that same build, that same strategy, and we're gonna see how I did, and whether it's a practical strategy that can be used in you know, low leagues. And yeah, so why don't we get into this first replay. This is the professional game. Let me go ahead and start it up. Alright, so let me go and hit Control N. We have mouzstrelok, the Terran player, on the right hand side versus Slider, the blue protoss player, on the top left. And yeah, these two players are professionals, I do believe. I know mouzstrelok. I've watched a ton of his games before. Very good Terran player. In the team Mouse Sports, of course. And apparently this is some kind of tournament. NGV Zone Cup Finals, mouzstrelok vs Slide 2-2 Game 5. Okay, cool. This is some kind of tournament, but we don't need to worry about that. And we have our protoss player Slider, who I don't know too much about, but if he is in the final against mouzstrelok, then I definitely think he is a very, very good player. So you're gonna see he is building his pylon at 9, and a mouzstrelok throwing down his supply depot, saying everyone must leave if they're lagging, and good luck, have fun, thanks to all. Cool stuff. Alright, so yep, a PVT over here, and you can see Chrono boosting out some probes. The beginning part of the game isn't too interesting, not what we're going to be focusing on, but we have to watch it nonetheless. mouzstrelok is sending out his SCVO. Notice what he did is he went around here, and he's just scouting for proxy pylons. He's scouting over here, and he's seeing if his opponent's going to do any sort of cannon rushing or early cheese. But that is not going to be the case. And you can see our Protoss player's throwing down his gateway on 13. Let me go ahead and open up the production tab so you guys can see. And he's got his gas on 14, I do believe. Yes, that is 14. And this is a very standard opening for all Protoss players. In any matchup, you get your pylon at 9, 13 gate, and 14 gas. And he is throwing down his second pylon now. Just standard stuff. They're both going to send out some scouting workers. Pretty late scout, in fact, from the Protoss. I would have liked that to be a little bit earlier, especially on such a big map as this one. A little bit of lag here, hopefully it'll clear up. And the Terran player has got his gas down and his barracks, standard stuff, and morphing and orbital command. Yes, yes, very, very normal stuff going on right now. Now let's focus on, we're going to be focusing on the Protoss player, this game particularly. And he is throwing down Cybernetics core, and you'll see at the moment he hasn't spent that chrono boost yet, so we're gonna see he'll probably be for the warp gate research, and maybe on the gateway. We'll have a look what he decides to use that on. See Strelok here with the little SCV. Slider says this is a joke, and I think that's because the scouting worker got killed here. I have watched this game before, and I think a Marine actually killed his scouting worker, and he wasn't able to get any information. Let's go ahead and double check that. Yes, he can't actually see anything. He can see a supply depot at the front door, so he has no idea what Strelok's going for at this point. Alright, great. You have a look at Strelok's view, you can actually see pretty much everything. So, Slider's got one gate, a Cybernetics core. Now it's where it gets interesting. We're going to see what tech he's going to throw down. And he's just chased that SCV out. And as soon as he chases the scouting SCV out, you'll notice he throws down his robo facility. Excellent play from Slider, making sure that mouzstrelok does not know about it. But also good play from Strelok, getting his SCV out so the Stalker couldn't kill it. So very nice timing for both players. He's going to throw down a second gate and perhaps a third gate, I do believe. We'll see now. Yes, 3 gates. Alright, so he has got 3 gates right now and a robo morphing. He does something interesting here. Is it? Yes, he does go for a 4th gateway. Very interesting stuff. So at this point it looks to be quite an all-in rush strategy. He hasn't got that second gas. So most likely he's going to just use this for a couple of units. Yes, it's going to be a warp prism. And that is going to be a very good choice because the rush distance air-wise on this map is very, very short, as you can see. Just a short distance. So now Strelok sneaks his SCV back in. Brilliant play, he actually hit it over here. Sorry I missed that. Snuck it back into the base and stole pretty much everything. That's not what we're going to be focusing on. We're going to be focusing on this. He's getting a warp prism. He has his 3 gates, 4 gates in fact. And he is moving out with a zealot, a stalker, and a probe. Now this probe is going to go ahead and build a proxy pylon. And continuing to rally troops up. Now he's got 3 stalkers. He's going to load them up into the warp prism. And that's going to be going around the backside. And this is just a very interesting strategy coming out from Slider. He has got these 4 gates up, and his warp prism is going around the back, and he is going to send in these units. I don't know why he's sending in the probe. Interesting. But he has got a proxy pylon set up, so now we're going to see a lot of pressure coming in from him. Try to move this warp prism in, but no, there's too many marauders and marines. He's got to open everyone so we can see exactly what's going on. Strelok's got a bunker over here. Protect against drops, and he should be building at least 2 over here. Strelok, build a bunker. Yes, he is going to build a bunker, keeping that supply depot up. Huge amounts of units here for Slider. 3 stalkers and 4 zealots. He's going to be building another pylon, just get a bit closer to his opponent. He's being a bit indecisive with his warp prism at the moment, not exactly deciding to do much with it. But Strelok has got a lot of marauders and a couple of marines. I would like another bunker up here. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like he is going to build one. Continuing to warp in troops over here is Slider, and see at the moment he's running very low on money. That's because you can't actually support 4 gates and a robo off 1 base. But we'll see now. He's going to decide to go, and looks like he's going to bring his warp system over and his units now. Will Strelok be able to hold this and get SCVs to repair this bunker? No, it's going to be too late. He's going to lose the bunker. That is terrible. He's got a Guardian Shield that goes up, bringing SCVs off. Shock the Zealots on top of Strelok's units. Zealots doing huge damage to the Marauders and the Marines. More Zealots coming out, getting warped in. And this looks like it is going to be the end of Mouse and Strelok. Indeed. He's losing all his SCVs. Might be able to clean up, but he is just losing too much. And no, more Zealots popping out of there. Clean up the rest of these forces. Surrounds with 2 stalkers. Very good play. It's not good enough, unfortunately. Just walking more stuff inside Strelok's base. Oh, Strelok says, fucking joke. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Okay, effing joke. And he leaves the game. So I didn't know Strelok to be a BMer, but maybe there was some lag or something that was just pissing him off. But anyway, very interesting game. And yeah, so the strategy we're going to be focusing on is this strategy, these gateways and this robo right here. We're going to go ahead into another game of me playing Protoss, and we're going to go ahead and see if I can execute the same kind of push here. But instead of 4 gates, I actually go 3 gates. We're going to see if I can execute a 3-gate robo push, and we're going to see how it works for me. You can see it worked extremely well for Slider. You can see Strelok had this command center, which he invested a lot in, and he didn't actually have enough bunkers at his front door. Yeah, so we'll go ahead and see how it works for me in the next game. But very nice play from Slider. So let me go ahead and quit this replay. Alright, back over here. Yes, let's go into my game now. And let's hope it doesn't take too long to load. Nope, okay, great. Good stuff. Let's go ahead and hide that. Yes. Okay, so don't need to open up any tabs just yet. This is me, ISO, the protoss player. Let's go Control N. Makolo versus ISO. I'm the blue protoss up here. And my ally, you might notice, is also protoss. He is not Terran, so it's not going to be exactly the same as last game. But it's going to be the same principle. We're going to see how it works exactly against a protoss player. And keep in mind, this is much lower level than the game we just watched. So I just said race, because what happened to me actually is during the loading screen I kind of dozed off, and I didn't actually see what race the guy was, so big mistake on my part. Don't ever do that, guys. So I asked him, what is your race? Cheekily, thinking he might tell me. Of course he didn't though. So I'm gonna get my pylon down at 9, very standard. I send my scouting probe out extremely early, and you'll notice that is just because I don't know what race he is. So I needed to send it out early just so I could be comfortable with what he is going to be. Alright, so just building probes using a couple of chrono boosts. I'm going to go ahead and get my gateway down on 13, just like Slider did. And yeah, probe getting back to work. Let's go ahead and bring up the production tab. I'm not even going to embarrass myself by bringing up the APM tab. I don't think I'm going to be doing that. You'll see I'm just queuing move commands here on my probe, which is always a nice thing to do. That keeps the probe alive in the base, so you can get as much scouting as you possibly can fit in. You'll see my gateway going up and my gas up at 14, just like Slider did, guys, and chrono boosting out some more probes here. Because for this particular build you do not need a lot of chrono boosts for the warp gates, maybe 1 or 2, but that's about it. So he's getting his gateway up, his front door, inside the wall off. Now getting his gas, and you'll see this isn't a second gas, this is actually me stealing his gas. And that's extremely effective in Protoss vs Protoss, because of the fact that Protoss is such a gas reliant race. They need a lot of gas for their units, and if you steal someone's gas early, it can really put them into a state of not knowing what to do, especially in the lower divisions of Starcraft, where I do in fact play. So I'm getting my cybernetics core up now, straight off my gateway. And this probe, yes, should be going back to work right now. Let's look at nothing we really need to look at just yet. I'm saving my chrono boost, you may notice. Okay, I just used one on probes. But I'm gonna save them for my warp gate research and my gateway, so I can get a stalker out early. Notice I'm getting a zealot. It is really nice to get a zealot out while your cybernetics core is building. But anyway, back to the strategy that we're gonna be doing. I'm gonna be getting my warp gates up right away. And I'm trying to do it how Slider did it exactly, although I only did watch the replay once before I did this strategy. So you notice I choose to get my second gas up, which is something which is not exactly necessary. You can see my robo going down now. I notice he doesn't have any scouts. I have my zealot at the front. And yep, decided to get my robo down. Yes, so you notice I did get my second gas, and I thought maybe I wouldn't be able to fund a single robo off of just one gas, but in fact I think you can. So a little bit of a deviation there from me, a little bit of an unnecessary one, but it doesn't impact too badly. So I'm getting throw up 2 more gateways, going into the 3-gate robo. My robo is nearly done, and I did chrono boost that stalker out so I could get it nice and early. And you'll see from my robo, I do in fact decide to get a warp prism. I think just now, as soon as I have enough minerals. Constantly training more probes, very important. And the warp gates are nearly done. Yes, I am now getting that warp prism. I do believe I chrono boosted out. Yes, I do in fact. And yes, so let's go on to my view. This is my base, and I still have this what do you call it? This guy's over here. Everyone, you see this guy getting a forge and a gateway behind his gateway. Very interesting play, I'll just say interesting. And notice he has it expanded here, and this is going to impact the game a lot. You'll see exactly what I mean by that just in a minute. Let's go to my view. Now you'll notice I am sending out my Stalker, Zealot, and a probe right over there. And I do have my warp prism. Might have just missed it, sorry about that. I did actually warp in 3 Zealots and load them up to the warp prism. So now that warp prism is going to the back of his base. And I do have my probe, my Zealot, my Stalker up here, just as Slider did, moved his first units up. So now with this probe we're going to be building a proxy pylon, just as he did. continuing to warp in some units so I can rally them over here. Yes, here goes the proxy pylon. Nice place over here. If they scout straight down here, they won't actually see it. So he comes here with a huge amount of probes which are being transferred, and I figure, okay, he's gone for some sort of early expansion, and he's probably got the gold. A lot of people like to do that in this map, sneakily take the gold. But that's actually pretty good for me because he's invested a lot of resources in that. Now you'll see I come in here with my warp prism, drop my zealots in, take out the rest of his probes, and I try to sneak up there, but he has got a cannon and a stalker, so I just fall back, warp in some more stalkers, and my zealots still doing massive damage. Now I am going to push up the ramp and try and take down this cannon, because that was the one thing keeping me back. Load up my zealots again, so move them around. I am now shooting down his cannon, and I'm going to try and take out this unit here. It's got a couple of zealots. That's really not going to be enough against all these stalkers. I am trying to micro a little bit at least. Micro as much as my noob fingers will let me. Not really focusing on warp prism because apparently it takes all my MP to these stalkers. Yes, guys, you may be thinking, wow, this guy is really terrible. Well, yes, I do play in a very low division with Starcraft. And this guy, I've played much better, guys. Believe me, I have. But you know, it's good. It's a nice contrast between the noobs and the pros, and that's exactly what we're aiming for in this video. So anyway, I'm pretty much tearing apart his base here. Can't do much. He went for this early expand, and that kind of messed him up. He didn't have any minerals left to build units, or to to reinforce his army, or to go for any kind of tech. And I think this early gas steal was very nice as well. Just ripping up all his base, and yeah, he leaves. No GG, which I was very disappointed about, I must say. Had my 4 stalkers down here, just, you know, not letting him do anything, warping in more units, blah blah blah. So let's go over what exactly happened in that game. And basically he went for an early expansion, tried to sneakily take the gold, was looking for more of a long-term game. And I went for some sort of push here. I went for this 3-gate push, and I was able to do it quite nicely. And because he had spent so much money on this Nexus, he wasn't able to have enough units out. He also had a very terrible wall in over here, and you know, it wasn't the best player, but it was a nice contrast between how the two players worked. So in both games, the strategy did in fact work. I did in fact win that game. Was very pleased about it, my first try at that strategy. And this is something which is definitely should be used in bronze, silver, gold leagues. The 3-gate robo push. I suppose you can do that 4-gate robo push as well. Maybe I'll go ahead and try that as well. But a 3-gate robo is a very strong build. If executed right, it can beat a 4-gate. It's very good against Terran as well, even if you don't go for that warp prism. On this map, basically the only reason the warp prism was used is because of the short flight distance. Now if I had played this game on a different map, perhaps cross spawns on a Shattered Temple, then I probably wouldn't have gone for that warp prism. Maybe instead use that robo to get out an observer, or maybe even an immortal. So a few things to note as well. You don't have to take that second gas if you're going to go for a warp prism and you're going to go for a 2-pronged attack like we saw in these games. You don't need that second gas, you only in fact need 1 for the warp prism, provided you're not planning on building anything else, which is terribly gas heavy, you know, like immortals or whatever, because you can fund stalkers off 1 gas. And yeah, so if the strategy doesn't work, you can in fact transition out of it quite nicely. Maybe get an observer out, take an expo, and transition off it like that. This is a strategy that can definitely be used in the lower leagues. And I hope you enjoyed this video. I really hope you go ahead and try a 3-gate robo push like this. Even try that 4-gate robo push. And yeah, thank you very much for watching. I'll be back with more of these soon. And yes, this is KC signing out. Cheers, guys.